Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Yes, as you can see, it's 10 a.m. here. I am recovering very well. It's getting there. I'm getting used to this time. But yeah, so for today's video, I will be updating this information on self-study time prioritization. I made a video 3 years ago. Um, excuse me. 3 years ago, many of you probably seen that video when I made the time chart on the board. Quality wasn't really that good, so I'm going to remake this video. There's been some updates and techniques, so many of you may find this very useful. Okay, so this will apply to beginners, intermediate learners, and advanced learners. All right. So let's go ahead and start with the beginners. So for beginners, the only thing you should be worried about at this stage is listening and reading, with the exception of a language that has an alphabet. The 3 hours don't have to be consecutive, okay? So I mentioned this before about the time. I always recommend studying for at least 3 hours. Time doesn't have to be consecutive. You can break them up, okay? I know everyone has to work, has to go to school, so it can be difficult to do something like this for 3 straight hours. So it will be the same 7 days. Okay. What you need to do is find a formal course. Okay, it can be any formal course such as Teach Yourself, Meal, Colloquial. Basically, a course that has dialogues. Okay, this is going to be very important for this particular technique. So during the 7 days and for the 3 hours, this is what you're going to do. Okay, let's go down here. Basically, for the full 3 hours, you're just going to be reading and listening and reading out loud. Okay. I feel that the beginner should just do this for at least 2 months, so that they can become accustomed to the pronunciation and the accent. Get a decent pronunciation and accent. It takes time to acquire a good accent, but I think for the first after 2 months you should be able to pick. I don't know. You should have a decent pronunciation, pretty much. You won't be perfect, but you will be able to produce the sounds pretty well, provided that you follow these steps. Okay, so let's just say you get a Teach Yourself course for the formal course you're going to be working through. You need to start with chapter 1, first dialogue. Okay, you need to cut that dialogue up by using a program called Audacity. Now, you don't really have to do this, but the incentive of doing this is that there won't be like, okay, Teach Yourself has a lot of English at the beginning. They explain to you what the dialogue's about, then they get straight to the dialogue. Personally, I prefer to get straight to the dialogue. So I like to cut all of that stuff out. If you don't know how to use Audacity, it's pretty easy to use. You can do a search on YouTube, how to use Audacity, and they'll take you through it. It's very simple. Just to cut out that English stuff to get straight to dialogue. And plus, it saves time. Okay? So you want to listen to that first dialogue, spend 7 days on that first dialogue, okay? So 3 hours. First hour, just listening to it. That's it. Just keep track of your time, listen to it for an hour. If you plan to do this for 3 consecutive hours, go ahead and do that. But I should tell you at the last hour, what you need to do, let's see here. What you need to do for the last hour is break it up into 30 minutes each. Okay, the first 30 minutes you want to use for writing out the dialogues. Now, this only applies to languages that have an alphabet, Japanese, any type of language like those with the alphabet. You want to take this approach. So take the last hour, break it up to 30, write them out, 30 minutes. No, that one dialogue for 30 minutes, and then the remaining time you want to use that to read out loud. Okay, read. I would suggest reading. Excuse me. When you listen to the dialogue, kind of let them read the first line, pause it, and then read after them, and do it that way. Okay. You can start off by doing that for the first day. By the time you get to the 7th day, then you won't have to do that anymore. You can just read freely. Okay, so each day, this is what you want to do. So listen for 2.5. What is it? Sorry, you want to listen to the dialogues for 2 hours, and then once you get to the last hour, break it up to 30 minutes if you're working on a language with an alphabet. 30 minutes for writing out the alphabet, and then 30 minutes for reading out loud, okay, while listening to the dialogue. That's simple. So it's going to be very important for you when it comes to listening. If you have an iPad or not iPad or iPod or any type of MP3 player that you can carry around, this is going to be very useful for you. If you're cleaning, you want to listen to the audio. If you're in a bathroom, you want to listen to the audio. Even me, when I'm taking showers, I have the audio playing. I have my iPhone in the bathroom while I'm taking a shower. I just have the audio playing. Sometimes it may be too low, you can't hear, but I like to have it playing. So when I get out the shower, I can hear it. I'm listening to it. So this is something that you want to do. This is, like I said, you want to utilize all of your time preciously. Time is precious. You don't want to waste any time, okay? So you need to do that. So let's see here. 3 hours, and we have listening, reading out loud, writing out dialogues. Okay, so 2 months. This is what you need to do. All right? This is what the beginner is going to do for 2 months. Now, I have news, videos, movies there under remaining time. That's like if you have some leftover time, or I'll recommend watching a clip, a news clip. Let's say, if you're doing Japanese, just watch a news clip, video, or a movie, and don't worry about trying to understand what's being said at this beginning stage. The point of doing this is to train your train your ear to become accustomed to the sounds. It's very important to do this. So that's all I will be. If I were you, I would just worry about that. Just worry about the sounds, pronunciation, all that stuff. Don't worry about trying to understand what's being said. Okay, so that's not the point at this stage. So that's 2 months. Now the 3rd month, we will begin creating sentences, then practice with natives through text or voice chat. As far as the text or voice chat, I would recommend you to use text first before voice, because for most people it may be too overwhelming and it may be discouraging. You may get lost and may feel that this is not working for you, and it's not going to be possible for you to come to a point of speaking this language. So I would say stick to text. That way you can it gives you time to if you need to use Google Translate or some dictionary to find out what they're saying, or need to ask them what they said, this gives you time to do that. Okay, and then once you become comfortable, you feel comfortable building sentences, still limited a little bit, then you can go on and use the voice chat. Okay, that's just my recommendation. If you want to get straight to voice, that's up to you. You can it's up to you, pretty much up to you, but I just want to let people know that if you're beginning, you've never worked in a language before, it can be overwhelming to get right to a conversation, and native speaking super fast, and you won't understand. So that's just my suggestion. Okay, so we begin creating sentences, then practice with the natives through text or voice chat, and that's the beginning of the 3rd month. Now, when you get to the 3rd month, check out the FLR level 1, particularly for whichever language you're learning. For level 1, I show you how to create sentences using very relevant content, along with the appropriate transition words, keywords I call them. Okay, so the time duration of this will be 6 months. Should take you 6 months to get through this stage. Okay, and then you'll be moving on to an intermediate. Oh, did I mention that about the formal course? I think I did mention about the formal course. Okay, all right, moving on to intermediate learners. So by this stage, it's still the same, 3 hours. Okay, pretty much you want to do everything for 7 days. I didn't put that here, but it's pretty much going to be the same as you did in the beginning stages. So you're listening and reading, finishing up a formal course, or go through another formal course if you've completed the one you used before. So we have colloquial, We have link, website, FLR level 2, Osimil, living language, spoken word, teach yourself. I don't have anything against any other courses. I listed these courses because these are the ones I use most frequently. Okay, so these are the courses you could use for the listening and reading. Let's see, and again, remaining time. You can use that time to watch news, videos, movies, and again, although you're at an intermediate stage, you don't want to get too caught up in trying to understand everything because you're not going to understand everything. I mean, you could try a little bit, but don't spend a lot of time trying to understand everything. It could be very stressful. So do that. Let's see. So first hour, you got through this first hour, you can spend it listening and reading through using any of these resources listed. Um, Second hour, creating sentences. Now it's the same. If you by the time you get here, you should have this concept on how to create sentences because I showed you that in the FLR course. You can actually apply this method to using any other course, any formal course, it will work. Okay, so very important to know how to do that. So you spend the second hour creating sentences. Third hour, text chat or voice chat. Any social website, such as ShareTalk, Facebook, or Live Mocha. Okay, that's the third hour. Let's see what else. And then you want to have at least an hour conversation with a native on a particular topic. Any topic you choose, excuse me, any topic you choose, you want to find a native and have this conversation with them about it. So, did I leave anything out? We have our first hour listening and reading. We have our list of courses you could use for doing that. Let's see, remaining time, news, videos, movies. Second hour, creating sentences. Third hour, text chat, voice chat, any social website. Okay. And then, well, when you're creating, well, okay, that's fine. That should be fine. Second hour creating sentences, that should be enough. All right, so that is for the intermediate learners. And again, this is the duration. I'll put 6 months on this. I will tack on another 6 months. All right, and then you come to an advanced stage. For advanced learners, I still got this at 3 hours, but now things are getting a little bit more advanced. Less things, but more advanced. So for the first hour, you want to watch authentic movie, dramas, anything authentic pretty much. And now you can try to understand, like just become more attentive of what's going on in that. Let's see, what was that? Become more attentive of what's going on in these movies, dramas, or whatever you're watching, because this is a higher level, so your comprehension should be a lot better than before. So I'll spend the first hour doing that. The second hour, I will read a novel, translate article, and I will split this up into half an hour each. Okay, so the first 30 minutes I will spend reading a novel, any novel you can find in that particular language you're learning, and then I'll find an article in the target language and translate it. Okay, that's the second hour. Third hour, I will find a native speaker and have a conversation with them on a particular topic. That's simple. Okay, so that is it. I just wanted to make an updated schedule, a little regimen here for my new followers, and for those of you who are wondering about some updated techniques I may have now. But this is what I have up to date in terms of the self-study time prioritization. Okay, so this is applying to beginners, intermediate learners, and advanced learners. All right, that is it. Thanks for viewing, and let me know if you have any questions about anything. Thanks for viewing.